What is up, everybody? My name is LEG, and welcome to a Berserk 2017 review. Today we're going to be reviewing episode 4, aka episode 16 of Berserk 2017. So this is episode 16 of the entire show. Episode 16, when you look on Crunchyroll, that's what it says. It's that Gucci-ness, and I'm telling you, bro, this episode we finally met, I was going to say Schierke, because that's usually how I've been saying her name recently in all my YouTube career, but in this episode they called her Schierke. Schierke. I don't know if I'm gonna have to say that from now on. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna say that in this video. I'm gonna say her name how they said it in the episode. I'm not really sure if it translates differently when it comes to English, but you know, we're not gonna find that out for another year or so. But anyways, that's how they pronounce Schierke's name. It's now Schierke or whatever like that. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But anyways, this episode I actually liked it a lot. I actually enjoyed it. The animation, I have to say, was better than ever. The animation, like, while it is CG, this is the CG that I'm talking about when I say, like, oh, Berserk is trash because, not because it's CG, it's trash because it's bad CG. This was an episode that made me feel like it wasn't bad CG. That's how I honestly feel. Like, when it got to the golems and shit, it kind of like dipped a little bit, you know, in that regard. So, you know, I'm not really giving it that much credit. The camera angles, they're not bad, but at the same time, it's like, there could be better ones. So, I'm not really giving it praise for being great, but it's definitely so much better to the point where it's bearable. It's not cringeworthy while you're watching it, and neither was this episode at all. I'm telling you, bro, animation was pretty top-notch the entire time, and I liked it just for that reason. Bro, okay, so let's just start from the very beginning. Let's just start from the very beginning in my Berserk episode 16 review, right? So the episode starts off with, like, all the old shit. It starts off with the scene when Farnice was cutting her hair, and then it goes to the preview of the last episode, and then it plays the opening, so it takes a while to actually get into all the new stuff, which is a little annoying. And then we had Serpico and Puck, like, cooking food, and it was, like, playful banter, while Guts was training Isidro. I like that a lot. There was, like the side story of this episode was Guts training Isidro. That's kind of what, like, the little side story thing happened there. That was really cool. That was, like, you know, that was a thing to the side while the main point was, like, Schierke and everything. And then, what else? I really like how, when, like, Farnice, like, was feeling useless, it was very comedic in that regard, being that, like, Isidro was in, like, every shot, but, you know, it really did, like, express how, like, Farnice felt, and you really do feel for her, because it's like, damn, she's really trying, and she's not even doing any good, so, you know, she feels like she's fucking up in life in general when we heard her backstory, and then when we hear how she feels about the Holy Iron Chain Knights, and how she feels what she did there, and she's like, I need to find a purpose in life kind of thing, and, you know, she feels, if I'm useless, then what is my purpose in life? That's kind of how I feel after watching that scene with her, crying that she lost Casca and all that. What else? Oh, and when that happened, there was a scene that she, like, there was, like, a rabbit, and she reached in, like, a hole to get the rabbit, and when she, like, couldn't get the rabbit, she pulled her hand out the hole, and it was fucking, like, nighttime. I was like, the fuck? It just went nighttime hella quick, so that one didn't really make any sense. I don't really understand that, but, and then, what else happened? What else? So then, after that, we see Schierke. We don't see Schierke. Why do I keep saying Schierke? It's not Schierke. It's Schierke. So after that part, what else? Let me look at my notes. Light reflects onto the CG model. Oh, yes. The way light reflects onto the CG models, I really enjoy. I really enjoy how, when Farnice was making, like, a pouty face, and she, like, was feeling sad, and when that happened, I really, like, it looks like she was sad. It didn't look like CG stupid, like, oh, I can tell she's sad, but that looks fucking stupid. No, like, the light reflected on her face, the cool little shadows that they do on Berserk really popped up, and she looks better with that hair. I just like the fucking hair, and I like how it flows. It's always moving. It always looks nice. I love it a lot. And then there was the scene where she was talking to Serpico, which was fucking rushed by a long shot. That shit was, like, less than a minute long, where she's like, Serpico, I'm a burden to you, and he dropped that can hella quick. Like, there was no, like, moment or anything. They could have prolonged it. I understand they had, like, stuff to do in the episode, but it was a scene that did not deserve to be shortened like that. What else? What else? Old man 3D model. I said looks just like the one from episode 1. The way his beard is, when that old man came up and is like, "Oh, if you go that way, you're gonna see trolls and shit." Yeah, his 3D model looked just like the fucking one from episode 1. Like it looked exactly the same, just different color eyes and like a little chubbier. But you know, that in that regard, I felt like I've seen that before, and I feel like they just like reused the model right there and just put different clothes on him. And then we're gonna take this, or they at least cut and paste his beard and put it on his face. I don't know, something to that regard. So then next, it goes back to Isidro and Guts training, and Isidro's like, "Oh, okay, I'm really good with rocks, but I need to be good with the sword type thing." He really wants to become a swordsman. It's making it clear, and the way they did that with the Black Swordsman OST, I'm just like, I know this is really small, but the Black Swordsman OST is like the one that you play when Guts like rolls up on a bad guy. But they played it at that part, and the way they did it was really perfect. Like right when Isidro pulled his move, it was like, savage, and then Guts like dinged him, and then that's when the beat started dying down. And I liked how they did that part. I liked how they did that. And then it shows the water flowing in the background of that scene on like the waterfall and stuff. It was very cheap, you know, you could tell that it wasn't like too expensive, but it looked good. It looked good, and I liked it a lot. Weird camera angles when Isidro was fighting the troll. Yeah, when Isidro was fighting the troll and he like went to go stab him, like the troll like hit him with his like stick or something, and then Isidro like moved to the side, and it just looked really weird. The camera angles in this episode were not that good. But and then at the end when like we met the mistress and it showed like the guy was talking to her, the camera angle was like on the side of the wall. There was no like you didn't feel like a personal connection or any like importance to that guy at all. Like it was weird. It was weird. And then continuing on, that's when Schierke pops up, and then Schierke does that thing. Oh, Shieruke's reaction, her reaction to Isidro when she like when Isidro like touched her boobs, it's not the same in the manga. She does not make the same face. I understand they kind of just like replicated it, but she doesn't have the little blushy parts, and like that really bothered me low key. She didn't have the little blushy things when like Schierke touched her boobs. She just had like a straight up mad face, and I'm like, what? You just ruined it. You just ruined that whole part. So that part was a little annoying, and I like that scene a lot in the manga, so I was really disappointed in that regard. And then like when like right before that, when like Schierke was protecting them from all the fucking whatchamacallit, from all the trolls, and then Farnese was looking at her, and her hair, it wasn't even like still like just like hanging down still, but Farnese looked at her and her hair was like, it looked like it was mid-flow and it was like frozen. It looked like a fucking Lego piece was stuck on her head. It was for one shot, it was for like 2 seconds, so you know, it's not that big of a deal, but just putting it out there. What else happened? Isidro turning into a monkey was funny. I really don't like that one time. I don't know if it was just me, but like it really sucks when you actually appreciate one of the jokes in Berserk. Like, you know, the jokes are supposed to be like giggle, like, haha, that was funny. But when you think something was actually funny, you want to like dwell on that joke. But then immediately, Berserk does not like the pacing. Sometimes like they just don't give a shit. Sometimes when it comes to Berserk, like, and especially I'm talking about that scene in specific. I don't mean in general, but in that scene specifically, it was like Isidro and Puck like, hey, I'm a monkey, and then like 2 seconds later, it just cuts to Casca, and when she was covered in blood and fucking naked, I'm like, okay, hold on, I was having a good laugh, and you're just gonna put that CG naked body into my fucking face. But it's whatever, it's fine, it's completely fine. But let's see, the ugly CG Beast of Darkness walks behind Guts. Oh yeah, it showed the Beast of Darkness walking behind Guts in that scene. Like I said, bro, I feel like the fact that they rush things, like, I really feel like you just don't notice stuff unless you're like truly paying attention to the show. Because like the way the camera angles are, if the camera angles were like focused on characters, focused on them speaking, that type of thing every single time, like, you know, sometimes it'll be panned out. So sometimes you like won't be focusing on like the what's at hand. And with that said, while you're not focusing on like what's at hand because of the camera angles being in a wrong place, you're like missing out on crucial points in the story. And like the Beast of Darkness, that thing looked weird, and like it just showed it in the corner and it like acted no mind to it. If it closed up on it and like showed it at a different angle, like Guts, he didn't even have to say anything, you just had to be there. It's just a presence. And then like when Serpico told Guts, hey, I want to go talk to you real quick, maybe it should have like closed up on Serpico like more and not been like a over shoulder Guts thing. So I'm not a big fan of the camera angles. I don't know. It's not it, like you may be looking like, Ali, it's not that big of a deal, stop dwelling on it, but it really does take, I really feel as if it takes away like the essence of the show in some sense, because they have a lot to fit in there. They have a lot to fit in an episode, and I'm not like, I don't want to get mad at them for like, oh, this was rushed. And I'm like, okay, I understand it was rushed because you have to get to that point in the episode. I understand that, but like, honestly, the scene will probably be better overall if the camera angles were just right, because like, and the timing maybe. I don't know. Just like just the scene with like. Some of the camera angles annoyed me, and the scene with Serpico and Farnese talking, and Farnese was like, Serpico, I ruined your life, kind of thing, and then he just immediately drops the damn thing, hella quick, like no, like it's like it just happened. It happened in less than a minute. Didn't even give you time to think about it. It's just like, okay, quick, get those lines in there, and then have Farnese say something weird. It's gonna make the viewer think of something at the very last second, and then we're just gonna move on. And like, you don't even get to dwell on it at all. So it's like, it's just whatever. It's annoying. And then when they finally go up to Schierke's house, I really like that. I really like that part. The golem part, animation, where like the golem was regenerating and stuff. I wasn't a big fan of that. But anyways, it was decent. I like the tiny little golem fights they had. That was nice. There was no clang dang. This episode. I'm proud. I'm proud of you guys. You guys had no clang dang. You actually had a sound effect that made sense, because like there was no like clang clang clang, there was none of that. It was like ching, or not really ching. That's too, I don't know what onomatopoeia to use. Is that even the right? I don't even know. I don't even know if that's the right figure. I don't think that's the right figurative language, but you get my point. I don't think that's the right sound effect to make. But like the sound effect they used just worked, okay? That's all I gotta say. The sound effect they used in that scene worked well. And then when Isidro was talking to Schierke, that was so funny when he was like, oh, what did I touch? She's like, you touched me in a weird manner. And the fairy's like, your boobs. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was funny. Right off the bat, it's clear that Mistress is not some normal witch. Oh yeah, it is clear, but it would be more clear if the fucking camera angles were working and you didn't show me the side of a fucking wall while the guy's talking to her. Like, if the guy was talking to her, it should close up on her face and like have the light reflecting onto her, like, I'm a god. I've been alive for 50 years. Because she literally just said, I've been alive for 50 years. I remember it. Yeah. And she's like, you look the exact same as you did before. Don't show me that from across the fucking room with a camera angle. Please, close up on her face. That's a big fucking deal. I don't want that, like, I want the essence of that to look cool. And you kind of fuck it up when you do that. And then when she read Farnese's mind, that was dope. That's why I say you kind of have to pay attention to Berserk. Like, and just like, you know, pay attention to the things they're saying and pay attention to what they're saying and what it means. So, Farnese, like, when she read her mind, that was really cool. I like that part a lot as well. What else? Right off the bat, it's clear that Mistress is not so normal witch. She read Farnese's mind and confirmed that she's kinda immortal. I said kinda immortal because we don't really know for sure. The guy just said, you look exactly the same as you did 50 years ago. And she's like, hell yeah. And her smile at the end of the episode looks horrible. Oh yeah, at the end of the episode, she's like, I've been waiting for you. And her face, like, it was already like in a smiling arch, but like they emphasized the smile by putting two little necks on her fucking mouth, and it looked stupid. And I didn't recognize it the first time, but if you watch the episode a second time, you're gonna be like, ah. And there's no like formation into it. There's no animation. It's just one frame, just immediately like boom. And I'm just like, oh my god, it's sucks. It sucks. But I know I had a lot of things to complain about this episode, but overall, I did like the episode. I felt like the animation was an improvement, yet the camera angles were kind of like wah wah, and then there were like parts that we missed and stuff like that. One thing I can definitely vouch for this episode in terms of what was good about it, very funny, very like the stuff that actually happened in the episode was really cool. We saw the trolls. The trolls 3D model is fucking lit. I don't think I even said that. That's like number one thing about this episode. The Trolls 3D model is lit. I don't care what anyone says. But oh, I bumped my mic. But animation was perfect. Perfect is a strong word. Let's not say perfect. But animation was much better. And then frickin' whatchamacallit. Trolls 3D model was lit. Schierke's appearance was awesome. I liked it a lot. Actually, no. Schierke's appearance with Isidro, I didn't like that. But, like, you know, I like Schierke being in the episode and now finally getting to meet her and stuff. That's cool. and I like the whole Farnese intro bit. That was awesome. That was awesome. And those are my cons right there. Those are my major cons. Oh, and then the Isidro training. Loved it. Loved all that. Now, I mean, no, these are my pros. Excuse me. These are my pros. Now, the cons, my friend, are the introduction to the episode, doing the preview, and that part where Farnese cut her hair, which I do feel as if could have been left out, so we could have improved on that other scene with Serpico and Farnese, maybe. And then, how about those camera angles, man? How about those goddamn camera angles? And then, what else? The Schierke scene, which is one of my favorites in all of Berserk, and they kind of fucked it up, which made me a little upset. And then, what else? Like, I said camera angles. What else am I missing? I like the animation. I really do. Yeah, that's really it. I think those are all my major cons of this episode. Yeah, no, those are definitely all my major cons of this episode. I don't really have anything else to complain about. But I have more pros than I do cons. So this episode, I definitely did enjoy it, and I'm telling you that right now. While it sounded like I had a lot of things to say negative about it, it's kind of a big deal, but at the same time, like, I'm only just realizing it now. That's why I'm kind of, like, dwelling on it a lot. But this episode was not bad. It was not a bad episode, and I enjoyed it a lot. I do have to say, this is probably my personal favorite episode, but if I had to give it a ranking, I'd probably give it, like, a 7 point... Nah, I have to give it a 7.7. Because the camera angles just really fucked it up. No, 7.9, excuse me. I'm 7.9. I'm sticking with that. 7.9 is my number ranking for this episode. Tell me what you thought of this episode of Berserk, episode 4 or episode 16, whichever one you want to call it. My name is LEG. I hope you guys want to subscribe for more of those Berserk live reactions and more of those Berserk reviews. I cannot wait to see episode 17 and see the description of the astral plane and all that good shit. So yeah, and I cannot wait for freaking Berserk chapter 349, bro. That's coming in like a week or something. Yeah, it's coming in a week. All right, Berserk. Oh, I cannot wait. Make sure you click that like button down below if you enjoyed this video, and then make sure you tell me in the comments down below how you thought about episode 16 of Berserk. Make sure to click that little I button in the corner right there so you can tell me what you thought about the Berserk episode if you don't feel like commenting, and do not forget to click that subscribe button once again so you can see all of my Berserk goodness. My name is LEG, and I will see you all later. Deuces.